The NFL free agency has been insane. There has been so many free agency signings, so many trades. There has also been a lot of betrayal happening. The NFL next year is going to look totally different. That's why today in Madden, I'm going to be testing out the brand new rosters and going to see which teams are going to be the best and which teams are going to be the worst. Now, personally, the team I think is going to do the best is the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, the Derrick Henry signing was insane. No one expected him to go to the Ravens. But the 49ers are still the highest rated team in Madden. And instead of the Panthers being the lowest overall team in Madden, this one goes to the Cardinals at a 76 overall. And I can understand why they're the lowest overall. They just lost their number one wide receiver, Marquise Brown, and he went to a very scary team. I am going to play as the Baltimore Ravens and simulate to the playoffs. Alright, and we are here at week 1. Very excited to see which teams are going to do the best and which teams are going to do the worst. Let's go ahead and sim to mid-season and let's see how every team is doing. Alright, and we are here at week 8. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some of the teams' records. So there are two 7-0 teams, and that is the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. The Baltimore Ravens are 6-1. Colts are 6-1 with Anthony Richardson. Eagles with Saquon Barkley at running back are 6-1. So Patrick Mahomes is leading the league with the most passing yards. Matthew Stafford is in second, and Jalen Hurts is in third. Brock Purdy is leading the league with 19 passing touchdowns. Patrick Mahomes is in second with 17, and Joe Burrow is in third with 16. And of course, none other than Derrick Henry is leading the league with the most rushing yards. Christian McCaffrey is in second with 669. Jonathan Taylor is in third with 634. Jonathan Taylor is also leading the league with the most rushing touchdowns. Saquon Barkley is in second with 10. And Derrick Henry is in third with 8. Rashid Rice is leading the league with receiving yards with 746. Brandon Ayuk is in second with 592. And Michael Thomas on the Chargers is in third with 563. Brandon Ayuk is leading the league with 11 touchdowns. Rashid Rice is in second with 8. And Michael Wilson is in third with 7. Max Crosby is leading the league with sacks with 8.5. Alex Highsmith has 6.5 in second, and Chris Jones has 6.5 as well in third. Let's go ahead and sim to the playoffs and see who is going to make it to the Super Bowl. This might just be one of the craziest years I have ever seen in a Madden simulation. The Ravens are leading the league. The Ravens are leading the AFC with a 16-1 record. They didn't lose a single game after week 8. The Chiefs are in second with a 15-2 record, and the Colts are in third with a 14-4 record. The Eagles led the NFC with Saquon Barkley with a 14-3 record. 49ers in second with 13-4, and the Lions in third with a 13-4 record as well. Now, before I go over the player ratings, I was looking at Lamar Jackson's stats. You know, he has 3,300 yards, 25 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Now you go to rushing. What the fuck? Derrick Henry has 1,800 yards, and Lamar Jackson, somehow he did it, rushed for 1,000 yards. Now with passing yards, Patrick Mahomes led the league with 4,800. Dak Prescott was in second with 4,300, and Joe Burrow was in third with 4,200. Dak Prescott led the league with 40 touchdowns. Joe Burrow was in second with 40, and Brock Purdy is in third with 38. Now, Derrick Henry, of course, led the league with 1,800 yards. Joe Mixon in second had 1,600 yards, and Josh Jacobs on the Packers had 1,500 yards. He was in third. Derrick Henry, of course, led the league with touchdowns, 22. Jonathan Taylor was in second with 21. And Saquon Barkley had 21 rushing touchdowns as well. Rashid Rice had the most receiving yards with 1,500. CeeDee Lamb was in second with 1,300. And Brandon Ayuk was in third with 1,200. Brandon Ayuk led the league with receiving touchdowns. Rashid Rice was in second, and Michael Wilson was in third with 13. Now, Max Crosby had 23 sacks. Alex Highsmith had 20, and Josh Allen had 15.5. This year was definitely insane. Now, let's take a look at the playoff bracket. So here is your NFL playoff bracket. You got the Chiefs at the 2nd seed, Colts at the 3rd seed, and Miami at the 4th seed. You, of course, have the Ravens and the Eagles at number 1. 49ers with the 2nd seed, Lions with the 3rd seed, and Falcons with Kirk Cousins at quarterback with the 4th seed. Now let's go ahead and send to the divisional round and see who is going to move on. So the Chiefs are moving on, the Colts are moving on, and the Dolphins are all moving on. The 49ers are moving on, the Lions are moving on, and the Cowboys defeat the Falcons, and they are moving on. You have the Ravens going up against the Dolphins in the divisional round, Chiefs going up against the Colts, and the Eagles going up against the Cowboys, 49ers going up against the Lions. Let's go ahead and sim to the championship round. And the Ravens defeated the Dolphins, and the Colts upsetted the Chiefs. The Eagles upset the Cowboys, and the Lions upset the 49ers, and they're back in the NFC Championship. In the AFC Championship, you have the Ravens versus the Colts. And in the NFC Championship, you got the Eagles against the Lions. Let's go ahead and simulate to the Super Bowl and see who is going to fight for the Lombardi. It's a little bit boring, but you got the number 1 seed Ravens in the Super Bowl, and you got the number 1 seed Eagles. It's a very cool logo matchup, bird versus bird. Now, instead of just simming this matchup, let's go ahead and hop in and watch this game. I mean, look at those teams' top 3. They're all X Factors. Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, Mark Andrews for the Ravens, Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and Hassan Reddick for the Eagles. I think this is going to be an amazing matchup. Let's go ahead and simulate this round. At the end of the first quarter, we have a score of 7-0. And at the end of the second quarter, we have a score of 17-10. Let's see what the Ravens can do here. At the end of the third quarter, we have a score of 24-17. Now, we are going to go ahead and hop in and watch this game. So, 2nd and 4 for the Eagles. Hurts steps back to throw, fires. He's got Devontae Parker. And Hurts steps back to throw, fires. He's got A.J. Brown. It's not looking good for the Ravens. Play action to Saquon Barkley, fires. He's got Devontae Parker again. But Jalen Hurts now has his X Factor activated. Jalen Hurts, handoff to Saquon Barkley, who shreds a tackle, gets 4 yards there. 2nd and 6 for the Eagles. Hurts steps back to throw, fires. He's got Dallas Goedert, who gets the touchdown. He breaks the tackle. What a play by Dallas Goedert. And the Ravens offense is coming back out onto the field. And the Ravens offense is coming back out onto the field with 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Jackson steps back to throw, fires. He's got one of his wide receivers who breaks a tackle and books it down the field. Big gain for the Ravens there. Jackson steps back to throw, fires. He's got Mark Andrews, who gets him past the 50-yard line. Lamar Jackson has not been too hot today. 104 passing yards and 1 interception. Jackson steps back to throw, fires. Almost picked off. That definitely would have ended the game. Jackson steps back to throw. He's got Mark Andrews, who can't break the tackle. You need a conversion here. Jackson steps back to throw. And he fires. He's got a man. I think it's Aguilar. Touchdown, Ravens. They are now back in this game, and they're only down by 1 touchdown. If they can get a turnover by the Eagles, they have a chance to tie this game up. Hurts steps back to throw, fires. He's got Devontae Parker. 6 yards there. Hurts throws. He's got Dallas Goedert, who gets him past the 50. And here's your 2-minute warning, 31-24. Ravens need a turnover. Handoff to Saquon Barkley, who is tackled by Roquan Smith. 4 yards there. 2nd and 6, another handoff to Saquon Barkley, who breaks free and gets the first.
2,000 years later.
I mean, I honestly think that the odds were against the Eagles, and this kick is good, 34-24. And the Eagles have won the Super Bowl. I know it's a little early, but comment down below your Super Bowl predictions. Make sure you like and subscribe, and peace out.